Hi folks, Lee Gettess here with the Market Sense for the week of January 15th. Oh my gosh, that's tax day, isn't it? Yuck. Anyway, the charts we use come from the Trade Navigator software, and our first chart is a weekly bond market chart. You can see after a very big breakdown a week or so ago, last week was a very tiny little inside week that worked its way back up, and they seem to be trying to work a little higher this week. Now, this is pretty anemic stuff compared to the downdraft they had. But what we've got is support here roughly, it's kind of like just below 145 is where that support is, and they've been staying above that. The resistance here in the 146.12 area is the concern. They seem to be bumping their heads on that. If they can get going through there, I think 147.24 up in this area is the next target, and that would look pretty good. If they do break down, my gosh, we could be taking out these lows back here, and looking at the 142 area. Now, we must understand, despite this weakness, and they've been going down for several weeks here, despite this weakness, all they've really done is gone down to test the lows of this big long-term congestion area that goes all the way back into May of last year. So that could just mean they're testing the lows and they're heading back up again. But it could also mean that this whole great big multi-month thing here is a big distribution pattern. And if that's the case, this is going to be the sell of the decade to come down out of this. But they haven't done it yet. So for now, you have to assume they're just testing the bottom of the sideways, and they are still sideways. Now, moving into stocks, they continue to grind higher, although this is kind of a funny deal here. They blew up to new highs for the last 5 years, actually. But you'd like to see a little more follow through than they've shown so far, but they just don't seem to have a lot of enthusiasm. As you can tell by the shrinking ranges, we get this big move up and then a smaller range and then a really small range so far this week. What we're looking at here is the support that should hold them is down in the 1430 area, and gosh, they haven't come anywhere near that, actually. I think we're looking at 1475 probably is a upside target, and I believe I said this is 1430. This is actually 1450. 1430 is down here at the green line, but up here at this upper moving average, that's the 1450 area, which they've stayed well above so far this week. In fact, they sold off for 2 days, and the entire sell-off was only 9 points. Now, if that's all they're going to sell off, look out. We could see them break down into the 1407 area. That wouldn't surprise me a whole lot, but new highs, they're showing follow through. Man, if they're going to be really bullish, you'd expect them to accelerate at some time, and the longer they go without accelerating, the greater the risk is that they're just going to peter out and tumble out of here. So that's what we've got for you today. Hope you can find something profitable to get yourself into. Thanks for checking in to see what we think.